Time for a lifestyle segment. Today we are all about the hair. And I'm joined in studio by, I love her name, Nempiris Lesiitr. I'll call her Nemp. She's the founder and consultant also of Body of Hair. So we're all about hair today. Thank you, love.
Thank you
for joining us today on the show. So let's begin with what you have. Is that a weave or a wig?
Mine's actually a wig.
A wig?
Yes.
Okay, let's break it down for especially men who perhaps don't even get to know the difference between the two.
Yes.
Yes. So a weave?
So a weave is basically a long weft of hair. So it's a stitched length of hair.
Yes.
And a wig is the stitched length of hair put into a style. So it's in a cap form that is basically done, so you don't have to do anything to it but just to take care of it.
Yeah. And so that a wig, you wear it, put it on your head.
Yes.
It's already done, everything. It's not no stitching, no putting together. It's ready.
It's ready done.
For weave, it needs to be done on.
Yes, for weave, so there are different methods for installation.
Yes, installation is the word.
Yes. So you can install it by stitching. Some people glue it on, and vice versa.
And vice versa.
Yeah.
Okay, let's start with where this, I'd call it a fad, came from, because my mother, her mother, we never used to have this.
Yes.
They just have their normal hair, some short hair, but there's today in Kenya, so many women, when we're talking about weaves and wigs, so many of them using.
Yes.
I
think, like all things, it came out as a necessity. For an easier way to be presentable, basically. Then it became, a luxury product, a lifestyle thing. So, of course, it developed out of a necessity for black women to look a bit more presentable. It might have come out as an anti-natural hair type of thing. But ideally, it did come out as a how can I put it? An easier way or an easier lifestyle.
Because when you say presentable, and that is where most of people would disagree, because they'll be like, what do you mean? Normal African kinky hair not presentable if it is well taken care of? Or what is so bad about it that we have to go for these other options?
No, absolutely. There's nothing bad about having your natural hair. I think it's the process and the preparation of your natural hair. This is why even relaxers came out. Just an easier way to be able to manage the hair. Because as we all know, natural hair requires a lot of care and management. But weaves are put on. The maintenance is not as intensive. And also, I know that news anchors were actually
a what?
they put on wigs just sort of and weaves to blend in, basically.
And so also to give hair the break, because it's on TV, it has to always look good. And so imagine if your natural hair undergoing all that kind of heat every single day, and also to the bulk. So the African hair, the normal Kenyan girl, woman's hair, describe that to us. The natural one.
The natural one. Typically it's 4C type hair, which is curly, tight curls, so that they can call it kinky hair. Usually there's 4 types of hair. There's a straight, wavy, straight, wavy, curly, and kinky. So we fall under the kinky hair. So so a big part of course the weaves is, one, it has just become one of those things that you've seen so and so do it and you want that, and it's long. And they say for a woman the hair is everything, but now I guess the challenge becomes what kind of hair you're having on, the weave, the wig, and also how it's been maintained. And that's what I want us to take through our view. So if you have any questions, remember you can SMS 22155. You can tweet me at Sophia Wanuna at KTN Kenya. Use the hashtag Morning Express KTN.
So we're going to start with some of your clients. You have Body of Hair is your company, but we'll have a look at some of your clients who are with us in studio, what they have on, and you'll take us through. There's Agnes and Akara. Thank you for joining us. I know you don't have microphones, but just take us through what they have.
Okay, so Agnes there has the Body of Hair Wavy. It's virgin hair, which means it's hair that has not been processed.
Okay.
So you don't have chemicals on it. It's just how someone else naturally grew it from their head.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So that is natural. That is real.
Yeah, that is real human hair.
Okay.
Yes, and it's Brazilian. Body of Hair deals with Brazilian hair, ideally because the texture of Brazilian hair is much closer to our relaxed hair. Yeah.
Okay.
So Agnes,
and that's a wig.
Agnes's hair is actually a wig. So there's new technologies that are out there. We've used a closure and packs of weave to make that wig.
Okay.
And Akara as well, she's wearing a deep wave Brazilian hair.
Right.
It's also virgin hair.
Yes.
Although the style of it has been heat processed, so it's undergone heat treatment to give it that curly look.
The curls.
Yes.
All right. So when you talk about virgin hair, that it's original, that it is in its purest form where it was before. One of the things we've seen and a big concern is the fake. What do you call it? The fake hair, or one that is overly been processed. How does that happen? What do they put in the extras? Is it chemicals?
Yes, I think what happens is, well, when they're selecting virgin hair, what they do is they grade them. So you have the best quality, which is like a 5 grade.
Yeah.
Now, virgin hair basically is, let me start with that, is people donate their hair, like we've seen in India. People shave off their head for the temples.
Yeah.
Now, that's where people source their hair from.
And some sell it.
Some sell it. The Brazilians actually sell it. That's why the price is higher with Brazilians, because they sell, and Indians actually just give away their hair.
Okay.
Yes. So virgin hair, that's how it's processed. So the remainder ones, the off sheddings that fall off from the proper selection, that's not virgin hair, that's actually just human hair. So that's how they grade them down. We have cuticle hair, which sometimes people sell it as virgin hair, which is actually human hair. But what they do is that they process it with silicone, so it gets the lustrous, natural, very nice look to it. But the only problem with that is when you start to wash it. Yes, and then it's a collection of everyone else's hair. Yes. Okay. So when you start to process it and start to manage it, then you notice a difference in how the texture goes rough, because it's a mix of everybody's hair. But the virgin hair is actually one single donor's hair.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I'm talking about human hair. That is what is believed to be real and virgin, and that can be washed and also set in terms of just taken through that heat process. The other one, what is it? The one we cannot do anything to it. You
it's actually synthetic hair.
Synthetic, yes.
Yeah, it's synthetic hair that you. Now they do have a brand that you can heat style it.
Okay.
But of course, in the long run, synthetic is basically almost like a plastic fiber. Yeah. So when we all know when you put heat on plastic.
Could get your head on fire.
It's highly flammable. That's very true. So there's that aspect of it, and it doesn't remain in its natural state.
All right.
So the virgin hair basically is just like our normal hair.
Our normal hair.
Yeah, only a different texture.
All right.
Yes.
So we want to take us through some images of head shapes, because I think that's also very important, so that as we're getting more and more into this wigs business, there's also an understanding that not one fits all. For each head shape, then there's a styling or a type of a weave that would work. So as soon as we have those images ready, we can run them on air, and you will talk us through them in terms of what we need to keep in mind. But as you do that, okay, there we have heart shape.
So we have different face shapes. There's many of them. This is just a few.
Okay.
The heart shape is like my shape of head. It's very distinctive. You can never miss. It has the little hair that comes like in the middle of your forehead.
Front,
that's a typical heart-shaped face. The long face, also the length of it is longer than the width of it, so that's a distinctive feature about the long face. The oval, of course, we know what an oval shape is. The triangular, so across,
and it looks like a triangle.
and almost like an upside down triangle. So there's the width of the triangle across the cheeks, and then a dip onto the chin. Then of course the square face, it's almost as wide as it is long. And then the round face, we all know that it's just the
roundish
face.
Whoever, as you look at this and you fall into one of these categories, so for the weaves and the styling, what do they keep in mind?
Okay, so let's first say that when you're styling your hair, everyone knows when you push back your hair and you're like, that doesn't really look
good
that good on me, or you put it in the middle and it's like, oh no, it doesn't look too right. So the idea is to style your hair in a way that your face is balanced. Yes, so with the like the long face shape, you want to counteract that so it looks a bit more shorter. So the long face people suit a lot of the long face people suit longer hair, so it balances out that length in your hair. Like Agnes actually is a mix of two. She has a long face and I would say a long and oval mix for Agnes. So there's a way that you can measure. You measure from the start of your hairline all the way to the bottom of your chin, and then it's significantly longer than the width of your face. Yes, so that's a long face. With a care, she falls under the round end triangular actually. So with her as well, you can measure across her. Of course her face is significantly not as much difference between the width and the length basically. And then I will say most parts on the side suit most face shapes. The one that you have a trick with is pulling your hair back and putting a middle part. But with the round faces and square faces, you want to counteract that with like wispy bangs or a bigger bodied hair basically, like a care there with her full body hair. That counteracts the roundness, so you see more of the hair rather than her face. And then because she has a wispy bangs, it cuts off the actual shape of the face.
So the side part that always works, that is always a safe way to go. And not the middle cut, the center cut.
The center part is tricky because like if you do a center part on a long face, what happens is it just
makes it longer.
It
looks even longer.
Exactly. So if you put a side part on it, then what happens is it breaks that length. And then you have like a shorter looking face basically, which is more balanced. That's what I would say.
So at the end of the day, you say what is key to remember is that you're trying to create that balance, that yes, they're different face shapes, you have 6 of them there, but with the different styling is you want to create some form of balance. So it's not a stack square or a stack oval out there for you.
So you almost like have to counteract the shape. I'll say that the oval shape, that is what is deemed as a shape that could suit anything. So if you have an oval shape, then you can hold your hair back and it's fine because it's perfectly symmetrical. That's what they say.
What about the people with the very wide foreheads? So they're always trying to do things to hide that. How do you to style it?
So with the wide forehead, of course, the best style for the wide forehead is straight up bangs. So that kind
bangs
of
work there best.
Exactly. So it gives you it sort of hides that depth, and then also it gives you focus on the lower part of the face, which is a good shape.
So in terms of what to look out for when selecting a weave or a wig, what are some of those things we need to keep in mind?
So as you select wigs, what I would say is definitely have a feel of the hair. Make sure that it's all sort of feels the same kind of texture. And then look at the weft construction. So I have here one of our, let me pick this this one. One of our wigs. This is our straight hair. Our weave, sorry, this is our straight hair. So you basically have to look at the construction of your weft there. This is actually called a weft. First, you have a look, see how it feels. Maybe you could do that. See how the hair feels. And soft. It even looks like natural hair.
It does.
Yes.
It does. One new piece.
Yes. And then you have a look at the weft construction. The body of hair weaves actually come with a double weft, which is almost like 2 weaves
in one.
So if I wanted my hair to, when I'm installing my weave, and I wanted to put a weave in, and I wanted the hair to lay flat, especially with straight hair, because you don't have that body, you'd separate the 2 wefts and then use them each as it's stitched on, basically. So the thickness of the sturdiness of the weft itself is very important. You don't want it looking flimsy. It has to look strong, actually, and feel strong as well. So that's that's one of the things that you have to look at when you're looking for hair. And then you also look at the consistency of the color, basically. So definitely, if it has been color processed, it all looks the same color. Naturally, when we grow out our hair, our ends are usually lighter than our roots. If you haven't processed your hair. So with Brazilian hair, that's really how it is it grows out lighter, and the roots are usually darker. That's what it usually looks like. And then if you do spot a few browns or grays hair, definitely that's a guaranteed that it's genuine virgin hair.
It's virgin. It's genuine.
It's genuine hair.
And also when one is shopping, and we've seen all manner of colors out there, the blondes and this black and this brown, in terms of color selection for somebody and their skin color as well, what's best? We all go crazy sometimes with red hair as well,
which is good if you're if you're a fun person and that's what personality or you want to portray. Then colors are fun to work with. The best thing actually about virgin hair and body of hair as well is you can color the hair yourself, so you can process the hair to the color that suits you. So you take the hair to your stylist and tell your stylist, this is the color I want, process it in. So it doesn't really affect. Now when you're buying normal other weaves, what happens is you have to take a look at your base, your undertones for your skin. So we have the honey undertone, and then we have the red undertones of our skin. I'm sure a makeup artist would be able to explain that to you in depth, which Akira actually is a makeup artist. So if with red undertones, then you go into the burgundies and the red tone colors. With the honey undertone, like yourself, you would suit better the blondes and the blondes and the deep chocolate colors. So that would suit you.
All right, finally take us through the care. You have the weave has been put on, or the wig. We have some brushes here. In terms of just how to care for the hair, so that perhaps the people who do not like them can have an understanding of how it can be taken care of to still work.
Exactly. Oh yes, for the people who don't like weaves or wigs, I'll put this out there. It is actually it is a protective style. So it is a style that helps you grow your hair, manage your hair in whatever state it is, without affecting it with processing, with heat and everything. That's really why people put weaves. For the guys out there, that's really the idea. Why we put weaves on. And also because it looks good, of course. So about maintenance, your hair, you should absolutely wash your hair. Whether you've put a weave in, it's stitched on, it's glued on, wash the hair.
But the synthetics, that would not be washed.
Exactly. So with the synthetic hair, of course, then you install it up to a certain point.
Then you have to remove it. So it shouldn't stay with that for too long.
No,
because it becomes smelly.
Exactly. And when it does come out with a smell. And as it begins to matte, so you find it getting tangled and everything, and it's synthetic, it's time to take out your hair.
All right. Basically. So wash it.
So wash it with virgin hair and human hair as well. Feel free, ladies, wash your hair. Go to the stylist.
How often?
Get your hair washed. Depending on how active you are. So if you're in an active career, you sweat, dust. You're around places that are dusty.
You work
out as well. Guaranteed you should wash your hair once a week, because then it starts to smell, starts to look strange. But for other people who really don't do much, then once in 2 weeks is good.
It's good.
And washing, actually, you don't necessarily have to shampoo the hair, right? You can shampoo your scalp, but the rest of the hair, you can co-wash it, which means you soak it and wash it with conditioner, which brings life to the hair.
All right. And every day, in terms of combing and sprays, we just see people just standing and spray all over the place. So what do you do in terms of oiling the scalp also to ensure that does not start flaking?
Yes. So first of all, let's distinguish between our hair and our scalp. So those are two different aspects of our hair, basically. So the scalp grows the hair, and the hair is just the hair. So the care for the scalp is not necessarily the care for the hair.
Right.
Exactly. So what you put on your hair is beneficial, like the vitamins and everything, the almond oils and natural oils is good for your hair. But with the scalp, you'd rather ingest that. So it begins with healthy eating. Yes. To grow good hair, basically. You should eat healthy. And then from there, you oil your scalp, and then you keep your hair moisturized. So with our natural hair, it is actually prone to being dry. We all know the afros, that it's dry hair. So what I would advise is you constantly condition the hair to bring back the moisture and to keep the moisture within your hair, so you have less breakage, because it stops being brittle.
Take us through this as we wind up, Nem. So this one.
So this is a paddle brush for girls with weaves and wigs. This is your best friend.
That's the best.
This is your best friend.
Why?
So if you have straight and wavy hair, because then it gets right into the roots. And then the way it is you get all the hair. So basically
every strand
of the hair is you get to you get to comb and pass the hair pass the comb through it, so it looks a bit neater.
Then there's this one.
Now this is an afro brush for you girls who are natural. This is your best friend, especially for your edges. So you have those, the little balls.
The balls
the balls that form. A comb like this one can't get it, and that can't get it. So even when you have your weave on and you have your natural hair growing out, this is a good comb to use. And also an edge control, so it helps lie down those balls that form.
There's big one.
Then there's this big one. It's great for detangling. So this is an all-round comb. It's good for whatever hair texture you have. A carer's hair, I would not recommend that you use this paddle brush, because it makes the hair bigger. If you want the hair bigger, then you can use this. But to keep it neat and defined, this is really good for curly hair.
Finally, there's this really small one.
Finally, this is a detailer comb. So for the ones who have straight hair, this is great to use. You can also use it with wavy hair, and also as you're flat ironing or heat treating your hair, you can you can put the comb before before you flat iron. So you have the flat iron trailing behind the comb, and that makes it really straight. So that helps.
Word of advice, something that everybody needs to remember in terms of weaves, wigs, hair. Finally,
it's not as scary as it seems. As it seems to be. With proper care and maintenance of your hair, the smells, the negative things we hear about weaves, the smells, or it's so hard, it falls out. Falling out actually is a quality issue, basically. So
you should always look for good quality.
Always look for good quality. Good quality always lasts longer, guaranteed. And also, ladies, wash your hair.
Wash your hair. Thank
Don't
you,
be
Nempiris, Lesiitr of Body of Hair, founder and consultant. Thank you for being part of our show this morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. And of course, I hope the men have a better appreciation for the weaves. They're here to stay.
And it is actually a way of us relieving our hair from the stress of the heat and the process, our natural hair from the heat and the processing.
Excellent. Thank you very much.